His head was so close to mine, his mouth even closer. Close enough that if I tilted my head and leaned in an inch or two, our lips would touch. My heart started pounding. Did I want that? Did I not want that? My eyes began to drift closed. Casteel moved back, his head turning to the door.
Come in.
Niall entered, hand on his sword.
One of the watchers signaled that we have company, coming from the western roads.
Who?
The Ascended.
I was already standing when Casteel turned to me.
We must go.
Wait. Spinning around, I snatched the book and shoved it back where I'd found it, behind the other records. Casteel noted my actions in silence, and when I came around the desk, he took my hand. We left the library, sending my stomach plummeting. How could they have known that I was missing? It had to be too soon, especially given the storm.
They've already entered the yard.
Be smart.
And with one curt nod, Niall took off.
Come.
Casteel led me in silence through the dimly lit, winding halls that felt like a maze designed to trap us. We reached an old wooden door that he pushed open with an arm and entered the kitchens. The faces of those we passed were a blur as they stepped to the side, bowing at Casteel on sight.
The Ascended are here! Hide the youngest below and warn the others. Do not antagonize the Ascended.
An older man stepped forward, thumping his fist off his chest.
From blood and ash!
We will rise.
Casteel placed his fist over his heart. The people scattered before we reached the doors that led outside. We were near the stables, the air cold but still as I glanced up at the sky that had given way to night. We headed for the heavily wooded area, neither of us speaking until we were among the snow-heavy limbs. Only then did it strike me how much my life had changed. I was running away from the Ascended, not toward them. Casteel kept hold of my hand as he navigated the darkened woods. Where are we going?
Just outside, until I know for sure what is happening.
I kept close as we moved along the fringes of the forest. I realized we'd moved deeper into the woods as we circled the keep, and then started to move closer. Perhaps a half hour passed before the cold began to get to me. I shivered as I curled my free hand so that it was hidden under my sleeve.
Sorry. I wish there'd been time to grab a cloak, or at least your gloves.
It's okay. He glanced back at me, but I couldn't make out his expression. We continued on, drawing even closer to the keep. Casteel stopped me.
Wait.
The tone of his voice sent a wave of warning through me. What?
Something is happening.
What? He jerked his chin forward. I followed his gaze, struggling to see through the trees. I don't have super special Atlantean eyes.
And I'm sure that fills you with wrathful envy.
It did.
We need to be quiet.
I listened, which I was sure came as a shock to Casteel. We crept toward the edge of the woods, and as the trees thinned out, I could see that the yard was brightly lit, far more than I'd ever seen it. And it wasn't empty. Not in the slightest. Casteel stopped once more, this time tugging me to my knees beside him. Cold snow seeped through the cloth of my breeches. Unease blossomed as my gaze roamed over the men on horseback. There were dozens, with at least half of them stationed around a windowless carriage that was nearly black in the glow of the lit torches. But I didn't need special Atlantean eyes to know that the carriage wasn't black. Nor did I need better lighting to recognize the symbol embossed on its side. The mantles draped over the armored shoulders weren't white. They were black. And the carriage was crimson. The emblem was a circle with an arrow piercing the center. The royal crest.